Hello, hello, hello. Do you remember this cow? Because I do. She had some serious problems on this back left foot. In fact, she had 4 issues on the same foot. This is the Hoof GP, and this is the story of an exceptionally sore cow. So this is cow 182, and about 12 weeks ago we first saw her. This back left foot was in an awful state. As you can see, there was a fistula on her ankle just in the pastern area of her foot. It was oozing pus, and when we started trimming her foot, we just seemed to keep uncovering problem after problem. She had shackles on because she'd done the splits, so in other words, her hip joints, her hip joints weren't very strong, and those shackles were there to help her walk so that her feet didn't splay apart and let her do the splits again. Anyway, like I say, she is back in, and I'm really interested to see how this back left foot is looking. So these shackles don't exactly look like they're doing a very good job now, so we might as well get them removed. Like taking handcuffs off a prisoner, although these were here for a really good reason. Just cautious not to cut her skin, which is why I'm pulling away in small cuts, little by little. Wow, I think that is a bit of an improvement. Here's a reminder of what this foot looked like. In her pastern up here, she had a fistula, which is an exit wound, basically where a big zit, an abscess, a cavity has popped open and the pus has been expelled. Around the side of her foot, this white line problem extended all the way up to the coronet or the hairline, and she had a problem right in here. It's safe to say she's looking a lot better, but definitely not completely healed yet, I don't think.
When it comes to a cow's feet like this, they can be exceptionally difficult to heal. This multitude of different issues going on can mean you heal one but not the other, or that the foot is just so far gone that there's nothing that can truly be done about it. That's part of the reason I chose to video this cow's foot in the very first place. I wanted to chronicle how we did with her, to see if we could in fact heal her and get her back to full health. At this stage in the trim though, I truly don't know whether or not this white line lesion has healed or not. Here's the moment of truth. This wall horn isn't very thick at all. I knew this would be the lesion that I would struggle to heal the most. So I'm holding my breath and praying she doesn't move and I end up making things worse.
This is looking really good. Actually better than I thought it would. Although I'm not completely sure it has healed yet. These little black marks in the lamina can extend right up into the foot and be really surprising sometimes. This wall horn isn't as thick as you probably think it is when you're sitting here watching it on your couch at home. So I need to be very, very careful, which is why it looks like I'm scratching it rather than cutting it. If we compare this to this one on the left hand side, I think you can see a dramatic improvement. But I am worried that that wall is really thin, and that's the architectural part, so we're going to protect that by placing a rubber block on the inner claw. Should I get that? Yeah. So you just put a camera on someone random with it.
You know I actually did that on purpose, didn't you? Come on.
Yes, we visited this cow a few times, but what a result. I haven't checked this back right foot, and if I do remember correctly, there was a bit of an issue there too.
Yes, Graham, you are in fact correct. Last time we trimmed her, she had a small but not insignificant problem in her white line. Something, if left untouched, could have been a real problem.
Right, so there is what was wrong with her last time, and here is how it's looking today. You can clearly see where the issues have been up here in the typical sole ulcer site, and down here they call that zone 2. We have a special foot map. Actually, you'll know that if you got one of those hoodies, won't you?
Let's get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday, baby, don't you understand? Yeah, we only get one life, I wanna make it count, honey. Come on now and take my hand.
So as we can all see, that little black dot is still present in our white line, but I'm not too sure how worried I am about it. Although if I was the cow making bubble noises like this, I would definitely be worried.
That tiny little black mark is totally insignificant, and I'm not going to poke it out. How rude is that, by the way? I'm not going to poke it out just for the sake of this video. Beautiful. Right, unfortunately I didn't get to see her walking before she came into the crush, so it's going to be as much of a revelation for me as it is for you.
But before we see how she is today, this is how she was during our first visit. Clearly in a huge amount of pain, and definitely not ready for the catwalk. But here's how she is today.
Yes, I know she needs a bit of a clean and a bit of a spruce up, but what an incredible result. It just goes to show what revisiting and revisiting a cow can achieve.